California dreaming about you.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Sorry it's been a few days since the last video, but we're back again, and this time we're going to be playing some Ultimate General Civil War. So we'll go ahead and get started on this one. We're going to be playing through the campaign, and we're going to go with the Confederates to start. So I'll just run you through as we go on, and obviously we'll work our way through this campaign as we have done with other games. There will be some more Cold Waters coming, and there will be some more World of Warships coming, but we'll work through this. So we've got to choose our graduation, whether we want to be a tactician, strategist or logistician, if I've pronounced that right. Obviously they all give you different things: army organisation, or recon, or training, or logistics, and they all affect how quickly you can get troops, your scouting potential, things like that. Then we choose where we served, whether we were artillery, infantry, cavalry. They all give you additional bonuses: logistics, and medicine, training and reconnaissance, or reconnaissance and logistics. And then our further career, whether we went into business, which gives us economy +3, logistics +1. We stayed in the army, so that would be training +3, army organisation +1. Or whether we went into politics, which gives us a bonus in politics of +3 and economy +1. And these affect how much money you get from towards troops, what sort of help you get. Obviously we're going to play the Confederate. You've returned home to join the Confederate States of America. So we're going to choose Confederate. We will play through the Union campaign at some point. So this is basically your difficulty. So obviously Colonel is easy, Brigadier General will be normal, and then Major General will be hard. And then once you've completed Major General, you can play in Legendary mode. We've gone for medium. Obviously we're Commander Dunny Z, and that just gives us a trait. So we've got training bonus of 7, army organisation bonus of 2, and a reconnaissance of 1. So our veteran costs are down 17.5% for that army organisation. So our first assignment is to secure a small coastal fort at this bank of the Potomac River. Your vanguard must hurry and eliminate the Union batteries while the fort is lightly guarded. The Federals have been alerted and gather forces to block the river passage in front of you. Additionally, enemy regiments have been spotted marching along this road, so they're obviously going to be reinforcing the fort, so we want to cut them off before the fort is reinforced. Obviously we've got a town in front of us, so we do want to push some guys into there. So we're going to move up our guys. We've told them to run, and we're going to move Crocker and his horsemen up into the town to give us some scouting. So we've got some skirmishers there, 207 skirmishers, and then we've got 2 regiments there, 637 and 647 of riflemen. So Crocker's spotted some skirmishers on the outskirts of the town, as you can see. So I'm just going to pull him back and focus on them. Now this game is very heavily flanking and using cover is very important, as it would have been obviously in real life. But it's quite important in this, in terms of you can lose a lot of troops if they're facing the wrong way or they're not using appropriate cover, etc. So I've sent my skirmishers to charge these guys, try and push them out of cover so that they're sitting out in the open, and then I can hold my skirmishers there on the outskirts of that forest, and you can see straight away. So we've found some more skirmishers on the other side of the road there. So I just want to keep moving these guys forward because we want to scout these enemy infantry that are coming in to support the fort. But a great game out from Game Labs, obviously real-time strategy game. It's been out a little while, but not that long. It was only out in July this year. I have been playing it for a couple of months, but I'd not really bothered sort of capturing any footage or doing any commentary on it. And here we go, we're being charged straight away by the enemy riflemen. So they're going hand to hand. I'm going to move my general up just to give them a bit of a bonus in terms of his support of morale and that sort of thing. I don't want to get too close, else he's going to end up getting shot. And then we'll use our second rifleman to cover the first ones. Obviously the first ones are running now, there's too many of them, they're getting overwhelmed. I'm pushing my skirmishers up to this built up area. It's like a farmhouse. That does give us a defensive bonus. And those skirmishers are running now. As soon as the flags above them start flashing, basically they're running away. And you can see the damage, look, that we're doing to these guys now, the riflemen particularly. We're on the edge of this forest, and they're obviously chasing after our guys. They will start getting a bonus though, because they are at that. There you go, they're routed straight away. You saw the damage there, they just lost sort of 40 or 50 guys in one salvo. And oh, there we go. So the Yankees are determined to defend the fort. We've got reinforcements and supplies. So we've got a supply wagon now, so we can send that towards our troops. It'll help rearm them. We'll just split some of these divisions down and get some skirmishes from them. And send the skirmishers over to the town, just help the cavalry. And then we'll send the rest of these guys up. Told them to run. They need to hurry up, so these guys all need help. Okay, so these guys, I've sent my general over to try and support the guys who were running away. Just to get them back into, encourage them back to fighting. So you can see the fort just to the north. We're eventually going to move up to. But at the minute we just want to take care of these guys without losing too many troops. And we've found some more skirmishers, so we'll send our cavalry. And these guys are standing in the water, which I don't think gives them any sort of bonus. I think it's not going to help them. Obviously they move slower through the water, but they have gone back into cover now. But I'm just going to chase these guys down now and basically pincer them from both sides. And I'll move our skirmishers up through the town and over the bridge, scout that side of the town, and come at them from 3 different angles. Obviously the guys, the riflemen to the north of us, they're doing their level best to take down these the Union soldiers who were going towards the fort. And yeah, we've got our cavalry now chasing these guys down. I'm going to split off some more skirmishes, capture the what looks like a church, which gives us a vantage point bonus, so we can see further. So you can see these guys now just getting wrecked because they're basically not shooting us; they're just running away. So I'm going to move up all fronts, start capturing some more ground ahead of us, and start getting towards the fort and surrounding it. We just want to make sure we take down as many of these guys as possible before they can reinforce the fort, where it will be a lot more difficult to do damage to them. So our cavalry's just starting to come under fire from the fort, as you can see. They've got cannons, which we haven't got any artillery at the minute. So we're going to have to charge that. We'll move these guys up as well. These are just dropped back from fighting. So I want to just wreck these guys now and just take it down. You see the numbers dropping. And yeah, they're routing, so they're not going to be doing much shooting while they're running away. So we ought to be able to do a bit of extra damage to these guys. Obviously they were holding that farmhouse, but as soon as they come out of that farmhouse, you see the numbers just soon tumble. And there we go again, another 50 kills, 50 plus kills in that volley. So sort of like the grassier sort of parts of the farm will give you a defensive bonus because you're a little bit harder to see. Obviously the farmhouses give you the potential, give you I think about 200% bonus to defense, and the forests are similar, sort of 150% bonus. You're a lot more difficult to hit. But we're just going to close in on these guys and keep working on them. I'm moving my general up, obviously, to support these guys. They've not quite made it to the farmhouse. They've stopped and turned around. So basically our mission, obviously, just pointing out in the top corner there, we've got to destroy Battery A, Battery 2 and then obviously capture the fort. We have got a 2-hour 48-minute mission time. So we've got plenty of time to take these guys down and get them to rout fully so that they don't come back. And I will say, as always guys, I hope you're enjoying the videos. Apologies, it's been a few days. I think it's been 4 or 5 days actually. Obviously real life and work and etc. comes into it. I've not had much chance for gaming, excuse me. So, but we're getting back to some now. We've got some gameplay ready for you guys to start going up in the next few days. But yeah, if you're enjoying the videos, obviously like them, comment and subscribe if you are, and if there's things you're not liking or you want to see more of, let me know and I'll see what I can do. Obviously, as always, if you've got videos of the games that I'm playing, and you've had some particularly good games, particularly World of Warships at the moment, I've been playing quite a bit of. You know, welcome to send them in. There'll be there's an email address in the comments on the World of Warships videos, so we can post you guys videos up on the page. So I've started moving these guys up into the fort. They're not a lot of them. I really want to just try and get a bit, little bit of damage and maybe try and get a couple of their groups to just run out, like I have done. There's a couple of skirmishes running now, and try and get some damage on these batteries now. Start running them down. I'm moving some more troops up. Now we've got 800, 900 troops coming in now to help us out. We have got 400 up on the wall, so we're going to let them do some damage. We've got one of their riflemen group to leg it and leave, but there's still plenty of them in there. So our guys are just taking point blank artillery fire at the minute, which they're not really enjoying, as you can imagine. So while they're routing or they're flashing white, I've got no control over what they do or where they're going. I have sent my skirmishers in to go hand to hand. These guys are still fighting. These lads down at this farmhouse, they're holding on for grim death. I'm going to move my general over and just try and give a bit of a support to these guys now, trying to take the fort on their own, because they are quite outnumbered. I've sent my cavalry in really just as a bit of a distraction so that some of these guys don't get totally routed and not come back, and try and get some melee damage on some of these artillery groups. So these guys are going hand to hand with these skirmishers who are trying to get away. These skirmishers here, they're doing a great job running down, and we've got an artillery rout already. And these guys are just not going away, so I'm going to move them in and see if we can't get some hand to hand going there and kill them off a bit quicker. So I'm just going to start moving all troops up into the base now, and just overwhelm them. These guys have gone hand to hand with these Union soldiers over here. So we're slowly making, we're getting there. It's just taking a little bit of doing. They have got a good defensive position, so they are overwhelming what we had originally, but obviously we've got more and more troops now coming in. And as soon as I bring my general up and he starts, we start getting some of his bonus in terms of morale and stopping him from routing, we should be laughing. I've kept my supplies back because I don't want them to be captured, and these guys have finally routed the guys at the farmhouse, so we can start moving them to help support the other guys in the forest. As you can see, we're just starting now to overwhelm the defences. Both artillery pieces are running. So we've just got this final group here of 300 soldiers. And they're routing as well. And as soon as they rout, you see their numbers just tumble. Obviously they've all turned their back. I've got guys outside the wall waiting for them. So we'll start moving our troops back in now. Those guys had routed previously. I've just kept them back, so I don't want too many in there without having some sort of reserve. And we've got some skirmishers coming back, but we've managed to capture those guys. They've gave up. They said we don't want any more Commander Dunny. We give up. So we'll just start bolstering our defences now, and then anyone who wants to try and recapture it, it's just not going to happen. They're just going to get gunned down. And then we'll just finish off this group down here. They've routed, so we'll move everyone back in. There's 100 skirmishers left of the Union army. We've captured 278 of them. So just a matter of time before these guys give up now. So we'll just move a bigger brigade up into this defensive position. The white shields basically is obviously a defensive position, and it basically puts them in a, obviously there'll be a vantage point. So you want the most you can in these groups really to get you the best support in fire. There we go, we've secured the fort. So, the fort has served our purpose for some time and has prevented enemy supply ships from passing this section of the river, but now the Union is on the offensive. Ironclads approach and bombard us. Federal infantry has disembarked west of the fort and is moving to attack. So we've got a basic counter-attack situation. So we've got some troops arriving to help support us. It's advised to deploy skirmishers along the ridges west of the fort to delay them. So we'll get ahead and do that, and we'll just split down some of our infantry brigades and get some skirmishers out of them, and just push them forward in front of the fort just to slow these guys down and give them something to shoot at. You can see the ironclads in the to the north. So our artillery we've captured will pummel them, and we'll move our skirmishers out now. Obviously put all our guys up, our brigades up for defence. Excuse me. So I'm moving the skirmishers out. We've got 3 groups. They're sort of, I wouldn't say cannon fodder, but that's how I'm going to use them. Obviously I'm going to put them in good positions in terms of a defensive point, but they're obviously, you know, they've come up against 500 or 600 troops. They're just going to get overwhelmed. But I want them to scout out ahead of time what's coming. So I move one group up to this church to give us the vantage point. And here we go straight away. Look, we've got 88 versus 185. They've decided to charge us. I'm trying to tell them to hold. I don't want them to run away or turn back. So we are hand to hand with them. So I'm just coming south now just to check that there's nobody trying to flank us, come around the back. them skirmishers, they've pushed back, so we're going to stay in this farmhouse location. We've captured the vantage point, so I think we need to push back up north and just support these guys. But we utilise the farmhouse locations really as our little sort of stronghold areas, give us the best cover. So we've got 600 infantry coming up behind these skirmishers. And obviously our skirmishers, they can't hold this kind of the numbers, but basically we just want to delay until our reinforcements arrive, which shouldn't be too long. So yeah, you see we get a cover bonus, 150% extra cover when we're in the fields, in the sort of tall grasses and the crops. So we're doing a good job at the minute holding these guys back. We've got some artillery fire coming in, so we could do with really getting behind these guys with and try and get a bit of a flanking manoeuvre in. And obviously we've been spotted. But we are holding them up, which is what the intention was. And they've pushed that skirmisher group out of that farmhouse, which is to be expected, and they've given it. So no surprises there. And southern group just down here, they're also going to fall by the looks of it. They're not looking too happy. I'm going to just try and move these guys back to this farmhouse if I can. They're still firing, getting the odd kill, but nothing really significant. Obviously I want to try and I don't want to just give these guys away and get them all killed. If I can sort of draw off groups of these Union soldiers and save them from getting to the fort too soon. Plus it gives me a route then to send reinforcements straight into the fort while these guys chase my skirmishers. So we are taking fire obviously from the ironclads, which is upsetting a few of the guys in the fort. I'm just switching two of my brigades, one that's got 500 with a 200 because he's going to be on the front line, so I'd rather have 500 firing than two. So we've got reserves. These are our final reserves, we won't be getting any more. We've basically got to hold the coastal fort for the allotted time. And obviously if we can capture some enemy soldiers or enemy artillery, that'll be a bonus. So we're down to only 4 ships left on one of the ironclads, and then 95. And one of them's down now, so we've just got the other ironclad to do, and then we can utilise our artillery then to start firing on some of these infantry soldiers. But at the minute they're wasting all their time chasing 60 skirmishers, so while they continue to do that, that's fine. So we have got our first group coming in now, 500 and we're taking on, and here we go. So we've got our reserves. Looks like 2 groups of 500. And some supplies. So I've told them to run. I need them to get up there pretty sharpish, because now we are taking a full frontal attack. So these guys aren't paying too much attention to these skirmishes anymore. But we are flanking them. They're out in the open, you see, and even just 30 or 40 of them, they are doing some significant damage for their numbers. It looks like we're getting charged. So we have got guys behind the front line who are just basically giving the front line chaps a bit of a volley when they do come under attack. So we've had a major wounded. So I'm just directing these guys really. I want to go round. I don't really want to be taking on these guys in the open when I can utilise them in the fort. So we've got 2,400 soldiers still left, 9 guns left up on the artillery platform. And yeah, I've got to say these skirmishers are doing a cracking job. Just got to watch these supplies don't get captured. That's why I'm looping them round. I mean, they are quite slow, which is a bit annoying, but so we should be able to get some of these skirmishers in behind these infantry. Now the group of 50 are in good cover. So if we can flank them and just upset their lines a little bit, and obviously, you know, we're holding 1,000 troops up here with 60 skirmishers, which is giving us time. Obviously now we've got our troops into the fort, which is what we wanted. So they're just out of range from these guys, so we can flank these guys from behind. So our artillery's decided it's not bothering to shoot at the ships anymore, it's going to shoot outside the fort, which we like, but we do need to take those ironclads down because they are doing some damage. So we've got some more skirmishes coming out now. So we'll get these guys out. And yeah, our skirmishers have all run away, so don't know what sort of damage these guys are going to be able to do. So I guess we'll just have to do what we can to hold the fort now. So these guys are going to try and charge us by the looks of it. But we have got a good defense. Obviously, the guys right behind the main defensive line. Obviously, if they do get charged, they're going to come straight under fire from those guys who are down inside the fort. So that's usually going to get the enemy to rout almost straight away. So they're going to have over 1,000 guys already loaded and basically firing at them as soon as they come over the wall. So at the minute, I basically want to just sit here, and we've got the defensive bonus, we've got the troop count, so we'll just basically wear these guys down now. So just move the supplies up so that everybody's getting additional ammo. It's something I've not encountered in many games, having to supply ammunition to your troops. They normally have infinite ammo in all sorts of games, but I like the realism that you would supply them. I mean, when they run out, they run out. So I'm just going to try and get these guys out and try and flank these guys, because otherwise we're going to be sat here for ages. We've got, you know, it's not an actual hour. It's not an hour of real time that we've got to hold the fort. But I don't want it to be any longer than it needs to be. So we're trying to loop these guys out around. As you can see, the arrow I'm drawing, the route I want them to take. And while these guys are basically pinned down by our defences, we're going to try and use this to our advantage, because like I said before, flanking and sort of using good tactics in terms of fighting from the side or from behind really do pay off. So So you can see they're countering with that 270 group at the back there. They've realised that they're about to get flanked. But obviously they're not going to turn to face us, else they'll be flanked then by my defensive forces. So they've kind of got to stay there. So yeah, you see the damage counters going up. Really, I could do with pushing these guys in a little bit closer. They've got a defensive bonus, obviously, in terms of the 200 group who are standing in the middle of that cornfield or crop field. Yeah, so you see the enemy Union troops are asking for ammo, so you'll start seeing this supply group move up now. I don't think they actually, well, I'm not really sure. I'm fairly sure they do run out of ammo, but then I think their reload time sort of just is infinitely longer. I've not really encountered their ammunition being empty, and they just stand there and don't do anything. I suppose when it gets to that point, you could always rush the enemy soldiers and go hand to hand. You don't need the ammo for that. But, yeah, we're doing a good job. So some of the attacking troops now, their numbers are tumbling now. We've got one group who are running away, as you can see. They're not moving their supplies up, so these guys are still calling for ammunition. These guys are getting flanked terribly. The guys in the cornfield were not making much impression on though, to be honest. So these guys have got their man pants on and turned around now. So I'm just directing here sort of which way I want these guys to be facing. We should just keep an eye on really, that make sure that you don't get outflanked. So those ships are down, so we can start utilising our artillery now, which is going to start doing some damage to these enemy troops and upsetting them considerably. So we're just over 2,000 soldiers, so we lost about 500 since we mentioned last time, but obviously we have done significant damage to the enemy. We've got about 35% losses at the minute. We have lost a couple of guns, but obviously that'll have been down to the fight with the ironclads. And there we go, we've got another group running away up north. They've had enough of fighting. And we've not got a lot longer on the timer now for the completion criteria. You know, it would be quite easy to just, get your troops out of the fort, start charging people down, etc. But one thing with this game you have to remember is the troops that you have now are what troops you'll have for the next battle. Obviously you get money and you get the ability to recruit more troops, but what you don't want to be doing is just giving away loads of troops. And when you come to do your next mission, half of them have been killed or routed and not turned in, and then you've got to start recruiting troops again. And obviously, as these guys are fighting, they're gaining experience, so they become more effective for your following battles. And become more veteran fighters. Obviously, it's more expensive to train veteran fighters than it is to just have people with really rubbish rifles who are just complete noobs. They're cannon fodder, and you can have loads of them, but they tend to just run away every time they get shot at. So you want guys that have already been under fire and are used to it. So I don't want to give away too many troops. Obviously we're at 39% losses at the minute. We're down to 1940. I mean, that number's dropping. That number's coming down, but we are doing some significant damage to these groups, and these groups will then also go back. So we will fight similar groups again, and the Union Army have got to then try and replace their losses. So the more losses we can obviously put on the enemy, and the less we can take, sort of the easier the levels will be, and it makes it more difficult for the enemy to get over his losses. So there we go, we've got a group routed straight away at the top there. We've got another group who are only down to 100. The guys in the field have done quite a good job actually. We probably ought to have tried to push them out now, but we've got that 300 group, they've had enough. So what I want to do is just start pushing these guys now, start moving in. And giving them sort of multiple targets to shoot at. So there you go, you see the damage numbers. They're asking for ammo. Obviously the supplies aren't coming up because they'll end up getting shot, so they'll be in range. Those guys have found their mum pants, they've come back. So these guys are going to rush us. And that's fine, that's no problem. Because I've told the middle group there of 190 guys I want you to shoot at them. Still reloading, come on guys. And there we go, yeah. So that's got those guys to run away. So I'm telling these guys to hold and shoot these guys while they're running away. They'll be out of range, no doubt, by the time the guys have reloaded. So 1 minute to go. So we've pretty much got this done now. There you go, you can finish the mission or continue your fight. And that depends whether you want to just call it a day there and leave with the numbers that you've got, or whether you really want to sort of chase the enemy down, but we've done enough. So yeah, there we go. So casualties, we lost, what did we lose? 1,500 guys versus their 3,100, so that was a good effort. So we've done significant damage to their numbers there, and we've got the Civil War medal campaign medal. So that's good. We've got some career points, we've got some money, our reputation's gone up, and we've gained the ability to recruit 2,700 more troops, and we've exchanged some prisoners as well, those prisoners that we took. We captured. So there you go. There's our three regiments that we've got. So in the next game, we'll basically try and replenish our numbers a little bit with some of that money, and we'll move on to the next campaign. So I hope you enjoyed that one, guys. And as always, let me know if you've enjoyed it. Like and subscribe to the channel. It helps me see that I'm doing a good job. And I'll see you guys in the next video.